La gatita slash.
What do you want to be called? La gatita está aquí.
Why? She's like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. You know what? It makes her feel good.
What do you want to be called, Nelise?
Damn.
I didn't know we was doing this.
I wasn't ready for this. I'm joking, but I mean, like, I like Lola. If y'all know my terms,
it matches your outfit today.
Her alter ego is Lola.
Is the name for JJ's
I do name it.
We should
Lola.
talk about what you name your vagina.
This one left quick.
Yo, for
I
real.
did not know that was for JJ's name.
I thought Lola was such a cute innocent name.
I'm like, yo, that goes with your outfit,
What's the point? Y'all start this shit up.
Yeah, I know it already started, right?
I just want to be called Gatica. That's all I know.
If you're still listening, everyone, we are here.
Oh, damn.
We are here. This is the Talk Your Shit Pod with
Natasha.
and your homegirl Stephany. And today we have special guests in the building. Yo, Gatica, state your name.
Gatica, oh my god.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Nelly.
And she goes by Lola today.
No, don't say that.
Today she's Lola. So you know, we already, y'all already know we bring you the Bronx finest out here, right?
The best.
I feel like this is gonna be a funny one.
We are all from the Bronx, and today we are gonna start by talking about.
What you're gonna name your vagina?
Thank you, Desi.
Yo, this shit is essential.
So-
This is like naming your car.
I mean, if you're a guy, you
What
name
did
your
you-
thing too. So don't even think like this doesn't involve you, all right?
Yeah.
We could get creative. Like,
I mean,
you know,
it could be
you never
like
know.
between him and him. Like,
Exactly.
What did you name your car?
my car is Spencer. The first car was Dashiki. Dashiki because she was wild and she would break down anywhere. Yo, I would be like driving in the LIE and she'd be like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, bitch, what's going on? You breaking down? Why you getting ratchet in fucking Long Island, bitch? This is where the rich people is at. You can't break down, girl. Yo,
But Spencer, when you elevated to Spencer,
but when I upgraded to
He
Spencer,
sound rich.
he must be a man.
He got his
my
legs
man. He like held it down for me. He took
Sound
me
like
to
his life
school.
together.
He drove me to Long Island with no problem.
He's so classy.
He's
Like,
classy. He
A real
tinted
gentleman.
windows.
Yo, he got good behavior and
He got
everything.
money.
a real gentleman. That's
No,
crazy.
seriously though, like, let's talk about vaginas now.
Wait, she just got serious?
I think she was.
Thought we was about to kill cats over here. She was like, no, seriously.
I think she's that.
It's so important to name your vagina.
It's true.
How come? State a
What are some
reason.
good names though?
I think
like,
if there's any male listeners in the beginning of this,
they logged off.
Oh, no.
I'ma stay.
Yo, tune in. You gotta know what
You gotta
your
know.
girl.
You know what's sexy too? If they named the girl's vagina.
Oh, yes.
So we could give them names
Yeah.
that they could use for their girls' vaginas or their hoes.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
but my
here
shit
for
is
you.
the same thing.
What's the name you use for your vagina?
I call her my Lola.
Your
Like,
Lola?
I literally don't even have a name. Like, I feel like I'm some whack bitch. I'm about to get
Just
creative.
think about it. Like, what would you
Yeah,
name your
like-
vagina?
Cause I have like an alter ego type name,
So what
but
would
it's
you name
not.
that?
I mean, you want to hear mine's?
But it's
My
not-
vagina's name is Fefita.
La
That
grande.
That bitch is Dominican.
that bitch is real big.
Yeah, Fefita la Grande, bro.
What would you name?
You didn't say that part. You didn't say that part.
And she added it, yo, so I gotta incorporate it into my name.
I'm drinking to that.
But what are some other names that we could give guys to like, or girls
I
talk about their
mean-
own vagina?
You know what?
Typically, guys don't go for like Junior or something.
Or like Mike. Because
Yeah.
they're like,
For
men are
their
like a
basic
You
name.
talking about for their vagina?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I thought it was to
for
name
their-
other
yeah.
girls.
I think like they're lazy, like to even think about that.
Yeah.
Like they'll just
Or they'll
fucking,
be like, man, mysterious, like the man downstairs. Like, sir. Sir.
Are you gonna kiss him or not? Who the fuck we talking about? The man downstairs. Who?
Listen, I'm not a guy. I might be wrong. So
I feel like
You might be right.
if they name it Junior ever, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like
yo, so what are you gonna name our kid then?
That's what I was gonna get to that because they're lazy.
Junior
That's
the
why it's always
third.
our job. Like,
Junior the third
to
or
pick
something.
names for babies.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But imagínate.
no, but I feel like that's just weird and awkward. I could never like name a Junior even if they named it themselves Junior. Like what?
Seriously,
You would never call it Junior?
Look at Junior.
Like, babe, can
Junior
we
Michael?
play with Junior really good? Be like, bitch.
Junior wants you down here. Can I play with your chocolate stick? What? Ooh. Oh my god.
Ooh.
But honestly, I feel like the name I gave my vagina, I feel like it's my Lola. Like, even if I have a daughter, I feel like, oh, you're Lola. Like, you gotta take care of your Lola.
Yo,
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Yo, stop.
You're not gonna put your Lola with your kid's Lola. Like,
No,
you can't say.
I don't
you
want
can't
her to
tell
say-
your,
but listen,
you
I
can't
don't
tell
want
your
her to-
daughter
No way.
like your Lola.
No
Your
way.
Lola been through something.
You're right,
No
but
way, me and Desi looked at each other. She was like, I'm gonna name my
listen.
child Lola.
no, look, I'm not saying I'm naming her. I'm saying if I have a child and I come
She'll
up with
explain,
the term
yeah, she'll
of
explain.
pussy or vagina or I don't know what other
Oh,
term
you-
I
you'll have
I
a-
would want my
okay.
daughter to
So you'll
say
have a
her Lola.
kid-friendly name for
Exactly,
her private
or
part.
like you
I
know,
don't
my
believe
That's
private
smart.
part.
I don't
That's-
believe in kid-friendly.
I would just use
No, but that's
vagina.
smart because, for example,
I say
like with all
Yeah.
like that sexually like predatorial shit going
Yeah.
on, you gotta have keywords with your kids. Like, listen, did somebody touch your Lola, sis? Like, we gonna
That's
get to the
what
bottom
We're
of it.
gonna talk about this. Somebody touch your vagina.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
I
is
feel
the
like-
right term, but
You have to
You
use
want
the
to
right
make it
term.
cute. You want to make it cute.
I do, and I don't want it. I don't want to make it
But to
seem
like
like
what
a
age?
vulgar kind of
To like
shit.
what
Yeah,
age
yeah.
though?
Yeah, that's
Until
key.
she is. If I was to have a daughter,
When
I don't
do you-
want any fucking
Probably like
kids,
before
period.
school, it's just Lola.
I think just like through her elementary phase.
Yeah.
Just, that's
It's
it.
just
Yo,
Lola.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm pregnant.
Elementary?
I am having a girl, and I'm gonna teach her how to use the word vagina. I'm gonna be like, did someone touch your vagina? Because you know what?
We'll have a
Elementary
war.
kids?
I'm like, I think your mama means your Lola.
I feel like elementary kids know a lot though.
Yeah,
They
don't.
do.
They
They
And
know
if they
so
don't learn
much.
it out, like you should tell them that it's originally called vagina.
You
Yeah.
should.
You wanna-
I do, and I want my child to be
Because
familiar
then they're gonna
with
be
that.
like, I don't know, like
Yeah, I want my child to be
como tú
familiar with that.
spoiled, van a estar como en la nube. And
Yeah,
like,
but I want us to have our own terms.
A keyword.
yeah,
a
that's
keyword.
Cute, that's cute.
I
Mother
don't
and
want
daughter.
I
like,
feel you. I feel you.
Mom, this kid touched my vagina. Blah blah blah. Like I get a phone call from school, for example. Oh my god.
Like, yo, sis
Yeah.
is talking about
She's just
vaginas,
like,
and she's like
Mom, this
5.
kid touched my Lola.
Listen, I worked at a school and
Oh.
these kids
Let
know
a teacher call me talking about my kid said vagina. Yes, it's called vagina.
Is that not what it's called?
And if
ma'am?
somebody touched it, I want
Yeah.
that kid here right now.
When I was a
That's
kid,
not the problem that she said vagina. Why is she saying vagina?
when I was a kid, I remember when I was in middle school, we would go to recess, and there was like this. It was in the playground, and there was a bridge. So I used to sit on the bridge, and if you look below, like you could see. Not that I'm wearing a skirt or anything, but I'm wearing pants. Pero si tú estás allá abajo, you know that's my Lola, right? So this fucking kid once me pasó el dedo allá abajo. Mind you, we're like middle school, schoolers, whatever. Thank you, Jesus Christ. My mother has trained me very well.
My God.
Bitch, I went running to the assistant principal. First I hunt that nigga down. I'm a girl. He was this little nigga. I couldn't catch him. And he was bald. It's not like he had hair I can grab him by or anything. Long story short, I remember going to this assistant principal and I went to her. I was like, oh, this kid touched my private part. And I was like hesitant with even that term. Like private part. And I remember her not doing shit about it in the moment. And I was just like, hello, like he touched my private part. And I'm a 6th grader and I know better. Oh, super dismissive about it. Bitch, I just went like on a strike. I fucking told everybody. I told teachers, whatever.
Good.
I snitched on her ass. And finally later that day, that lady came knocking in my classroom and finally she got back to me with it. They suspend that kid for a very long time. I didn't
Good.
see him for like 4 months.
No, a similar situation happened to me, but in high school, I was.
I don't think that was elementary or
That was middle school. I was like a
I don't
sixth
think in
grader.
middle school, even like the guys, like they were fresh, but I don't think I ever went there.
Yeah, but like, how the hell do you
Pretty
look
crazy.
under? You know, I get it. Like, I'm not. Fuck
just
that.
brush it
None of
off.
this is my fault. Like, my ass is just chilling there.
Yeah.
For you to even think about, like, my man's, vamos a pasar el dedo ahí. Oh.
Yeah, you gotta be on some other type of shit. Like, that's true.
And yo, like, honey, where was that fucking plant? That fucking seed planted from, if that makes sense. Like, where'd you get that
That
from?
says a lot about like his upbringing.
I wonder where that nigga's at right now.
Wait, what, 6th grade?
Middle school, so probably.
Middle school is normal for kids to talk about sex.
Yeah, but anyway.
So how do you guys feel about like toxic relationships? Like if you were in a toxic relationship once or ever in your life, would you stay? Would you go? Would you see the signs? Would you miss them? Even if you saw the signs like a red flag, would you still stay? What's going on?
I feel like it depends. I feel like it depends on like what phase you're in your life.
So if you guys just met and you're already seeing hella signs, like
right,
like damn, yo,
What are the signs?
But he don't even fucking hold the door for me.
Wait,
Nah.
before we do that,
You're right.
before we do that, what does it mean to you guys? Toxic relationships. Like, what is that? What when you see it, you're like, that's a fucking toxic relationship. Or like, this nigga's toxic.
Oh,
I'm out of
toxic.
here. I'm out.
toxic.
To me, Gatica speaking, no.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
I feel like toxic relationships are relationships that you can't do anything. Like, it changes or alters the way that you see things, and you stop doing the things that you normally enjoyed because this person is manipulating you or like doing things to keep you from doing what you want to do or you used to do. If you used to like to go dancing, you no longer dance, or like if you like to drink and you don't drink, or if you don't wear thotty clothes no more.
Right. I agree.
So like you start to restrict yourself completely. You start to isolate. You don't hang out.
Like
But that's if
your behavior starts to change because of the other person.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's because of the other person asked them to do it. But
Not
what if
even
you,
ask, or
subtly.
manipulate.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like,
what if you do it out of respect? Suppose like
I mean, there is
Quotation
some
marks,
relationships that work like that, you know, like, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's unhealthy. If there's an agreement between the two parties, I think that's healthy. Like,
You mean relationships like, oh, like your girl wants to go out or your man wants to go out, but you know there's gonna be a lot of people from the opposite sex, and you don't want to put yourself in that situation, so you're not gonna go in respect of your relationship.
I think that's healthy. I mean,
Okay.
like, because regardless whether people admit it or not, there's insecurities, right?
course.
Everybody has insecurities.
Right.
And if your partner is willing to work on that with you, and do something that makes you feel good and say like, okay, I'm going to secure your feelings by not going to this place because I know this stresses you out or worries you, then I'm respecting you and your wishes. So, but then when it's that person's turn, you have to do the same.
Oh, yeah.
Because if not, then it's just unhealthy and it's not even.
That's when it turns toxic.
Yeah.
And you start harboring like resentment.
Yeah,
and stuff.
but if you guys talk about it and agree about it, I don't see
That's
it
not an
being a
unhealthy-
problem.
what if
We're
somebody's
toxic.
like, okay, there's a person that wants to go out, whatever, and they're getting ready, and you know, like, okay, you know your partner is not saying anything, but you know they're gonna be bothered.
I mean,
Do you stay out of respect? Or do
I mean,
you go,
YOLO.
like,
But, like,
they'll get over it.
but
brush it up and go.
like in that example, where does it become unhealthy? Because regardless of anything, we still have feelings about what another person is doing. Like, I could throw this phone at you right now and you're gonna feel some type of way, and maybe Nelise thinks it's funny. I don't know. Like, it depends with that example. It's like, okay, like what do you
It
mean? Like,
depends
is the
on their
person
dynamic.
doing something to interfere with you? Like, is he
No, they're just chilling, watching TV, and I guess you know how they are. Let's just say you know the person. You know they don't really like when you go out because you probably are crazy or you're drunk. When you're drunk, you just, you know, you're
Or
wild.
because they'll miss you or whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't say nothing. They're chilling. Right? Like, oh, sí, mi
'Cause,
amor,
you know,
vete con Dios.
They trying to have you
But I don't
flourish.
see that as a harm. I don't see
But
that
you
as
know
like,
that's gonna come up in an argument.
Yeah.
no,
some
if
way,
it comes
somehow.
up in an argument, then I feel
Then
like
that's when it becomes
regardless,
toxic.
not to
Toxic.
sound cliche, but if that's how you are, not that
That's how you met me, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
If that's how you are.
So what's your definition of like a toxic relationship?
All right. Well, I would say, I guess, to be in a place that's just not unhealthy, and more for like a woman's perspective, you not to be in a healthy place either, and you're okay with settling with whoever comes, and like she says, also like manipulate their way to you staying with them. But it also, I feel like I said, in the woman's perspective, I also feel like it depends where you're at. Like if you're in a place like, yo, I'm so lonely right now and whatever, this is the nigga that came and he manipulates me this way and this way, then I settle for him and I just go with his ways, right? Because he's the only person I'm kind of dating right now.
So that's toxic or that's healthy?
That's toxic.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Do that make sense? You don't look like okay. Yeah. But that's what it is to me.
So
Wow.
now that we've established your definitions of toxic relationships, if you found yourself in one, would you stay? Would you like test the waters?
Does it depend on?
I would not stay.
But you say this now. Have you been in a toxic
Wait,
relationship?
let her explain. Let her explain why she says no, and then
But
we'll give her a scenario.
I've seen scenarios. Where maybe he cheated or she cheated and they have stayed. That I consider.
Wait.
Okay.
Sis cheated and he stayed?
No, that's even vice versa. But they both. I'm saying either way.
Because
like,
typically you hear like men
cheated.
cheat, women stay. But listen, if there's a
That's
soldier
what
out
I'm
there that
saying,
will
but
stay,
I'm
No, it does happen.
It happens.
it does.
A woman can cheat and
Hell
a guy can stay.
Hopefully,
It does happen.
guys, if you're listening and you don't do this, you should start.
It's happening over
start.
there.
But
Do you believe it happens or no?
I'm like, what?
I feel like
I'm
we all
shocked too.
cheat. I've never cheated, but
but
it's not a gender
typically-
thing.
I've never.
Katika does not co-sign that.
Listen, I've never cheated, but I'm
almost
not
as
saying it's a
easy.
gender thing. Like, it's not a gender thing. Like, both genders
No,
can
because
cheat.
I literally, I've never even heard of not even one example ever of a woman cheating
And a
and
man
the man
staying.
staying.
Oh, I know who.
Who?
Anais.
Really? No way. Her man.
Oh yes.
Her man.
Where? What?
Anais
No.
from
Love and Hip Hop,
La que
from
cantaba.
Aperitivo Fama.
La Dominicana.
She cheated on him?
Yo, on
Yes.
national TV.
Bitch, on Love and Hip Hop, she cheated. You know what, bitch? Sorry. You know what?
Yeah, she cheated.
That's crazy.
He was at home with the kids while she was out and about.
Yo, and he was tight.
But he stayed. Yo,
He
you's
stayed.
a real king, all right, my guy? Don't let nobody tell you
He
different.
don't even look that good.
All right, you know what? That's not the
shit.
issue. That's not the issue
I'm
that's
sorry,
at hand.
Anais. Like, if you ever hear this shit. But listen.
You's a king for not breaking your family up, for understanding that a
I
bitch
know.
out here, you know, she
Would
got
you-
needs.
You
You
know
know
what I've
my mom?
noticed? Like,
Sorry.
like men are less tolerant to women cheating.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
which I found shocking that a man would
Yeah.
actually stay.
Like, if you cheat on a man, he will drop you in like 0.5 seconds.
Yes.
If a woman gets cheated on by her man, like he cheats with another
Yeah.
female, she's more inclined to stay
Yeah.
than a man would stay.
It's like,
Would
I
you
don't know,
think
if a
it's,
guy stays-
Dominican culture or any culture
think
in
any
general?
culture.
any culture, and you know
Okay.
why? Because their ego does not respond like ours would. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah. But their ego does not respond like ours would, right? These motherfuckers, it's like I don't know if this would make sense. I say this a lot, but I've been in a relationship before where I asked the nigga to like, yo, let's try a sex toy, for example. That shit fucking fucked up his ego. So
Really? But it's just a toy.
imagine turning to another man, right? Imagine turning to another man and cheating on the
Yo,
man.
you
that
know
you're
what's
with.
crazy?
You will kill that nigga's ego, right?
Well, if a girl was to cheat and the guy stays, would you trust? Like, if you cheated on a guy and he stood with you, would you trust him?
Oh, I love him to the death of me.
I don't know if I would trust. Like, the whole time I'm like, this nigga's gonna plan some
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
This nigga's gonna cheat. This nigga's gonna do it big. This nigga's gonna do it on TV. Like, bitch, you did that?
That's what I'm saying. I won't forgive because what's the point? I mean, I'll forgive you because I need to forgive.
I would forgive
but
just
I will-
because I've been cheated on and I stayed.
No,
So yo,
I'm
if
not
you
staying
could,
nowhere,
if you
honey.
could hold it down while I cheat a little bit,
I
That'd
say
be
it depends on the situation.
Like what? Like what
situation would that be?
She said, "What about you can hold it down while I
I'm
cheat?"
sorry, I can't stay.
You
I'm
can't?
not- nope.
Okay. So you've been cheated on before and left because you couldn't stay? Or because you stayed,
Have you
now you
been
realize that
cheated
you
on
can't no longer stay?
I don't that I know of. I don't think I've been cheated on before.
Same.
Okay.
That I know of, but actually now I figured
You know,
out
those be the women
years
that
later.
be cheated on the most, right? The ones that be like, that I know of. yeah, okay.
No, but actually recently I did from my very first relationship when I was a teenager, I just learned, I just figured it out. I was like, wow, that motherfucker could have been cheating on me with the girl he got pregnant now.
You just put
Who
two and
was
two
still
together.
but he don't matter. It's just like, oh wow, why did I put that together then when I was 15, 16, you know?
Yeah.
I've been cheated on.
That
Have
you
you
know
stayed?
of, right?
That I've known on and I've caught myself.
Have you stayed?
No, I didn't stay. So this is stupid though, but I'm gonna say it.
Sure.
So it was like in 8th grade. You know, petty love. I had this hood nigga. This drug dealer.
It's gatita talking, by the way. It's gatita talking.
Right.
And yeah, he went for my best friend at the time, and
Oh my
And
god.
so-
Yo,
girl.
first off, you need to have boundaries. Cause like, fine, we all know you gonna cheat, but like with my best friend,
Yo,
like,
with
yo,
my best
first-
friend.
Which
She
is
was
not
with
your
it?
best friend now, right?
she was with it. She was completely with it, and it sucked because I
Where's she
recall.
at? Let's go beat her up right now.
You remember what you did to me in 8th grade?
And yeah, I found them in the building because this girl was nice enough to come up to me and tell me like, hey, like
This is
they're
going
making
down.
out in the building. Come see
Aw,
this.
yeah.
You're like whatever. So she took me. I found them. It was a whole bunch of emotions. I wanted to hit them. And of course, I felt betrayed by her. But surprisingly enough, following year I still spoke to her and I forgave her.
Yeah, you know, you grow from it, and it wouldn't really make you like it would hurt you to harbor those kind of feelings,
It's
especially
like, why hold a
yeah.
grudge?
yeah, especially now.
It's not
Like
healthy.
that guy's not in your life. She's probably
Yeah.
not in your life. They don't
Yeah.
even matter right
Forgiveness
now.
is really for yourself.
Then,
Yeah.
oh my God, then when I was in high school, I was dating this boy. I always liked older guys.
I think
And-
it's a hurricane.
And
It is pouring.
this dude, he had a kid. So I was like practically a stepmom in high school.
Just trouble.
So fast.
Yo, facts.
Taking care of somebody else's kid and shit.
We grow up
Like
so
baby
fast.
mama number 2. Right? And
One day
he
you're in
threw
8th grade,
one-
the next you're a whole ass stepmom.
Damn.
Yo, chill, don't make fun of my life experiences.
Yo.
Yo, and he threw this birthday party, right, for the little boy, but the baby, it wasn't even the baby mama. So his ex pulls up, right, and I know it's the ex, and I'm like, yo, I'm all flustered. I'm like, what is your ex doing here? So I'm trying to keep my cool, whatever. Bang, bang, bang. I'm in high school. My mom didn't let me sleep over people's houses. She's like, bitch, you better come home. Right? So then all of a sudden, the next morning, I pull up to his house, and the bitch is there. I'm like, oh, no. Then he got the nerve to be like, oh, she slept with my mom. She slept in my mom's room. I was like,
Yo, my man. Yo, my
bitch,
man.
I know I'm in high school and shit, but like, a bitch ain't dumb. Like, I got 99.1 average. You
Yo,
know?
facts.
What the fuck do you say to them?
No, I dumped him, and we never spoke
You
again.
just don't say nothing to that. You be like,
just
oh,
walk
you
away?
think
You
I'm
just
that
walk
dumb.
away?
Can
Yeah.
I
think
just
I'm that
relate
dumb.
to her story and
Sure.
also bring in a toxic relationship?
Okay.
Okay, 2.
So, I probably earlier said I'd never been in one, but here's the reminder.
No, you said you
No,
wouldn't
you-
stay. You said you
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
stay.
And you
Yeah.
avoided the toxic
I
one.
probably
Yeah.
do. So I was a teenager and I was dating this guy who I really liked. Like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, like maybe he's the one for right now, whatever. Long story short. So he was having this birthday party. He had this birthday party and I go in, I'm with my friends and yo, we looking fly. Cause before that, we went to a baby shower, you know, for baby showers, and then you go somewhere else, you gotta look like somewhere in between with how you dress.
Yeah, true. You gotta fit it in both.
Yeah,
places.
like yo, alright, we're going to a house party, something in between. So we were looking popping. Long story short, we end up pulling up to this nigga's birthday party after the baby shower. So I seen one of my childhood friends. She's so happy to see me. I'm happy to see her. You guys should know where this is going. And I'm like, no. I'm like, yo. I don't think I ever told y'all this.
I know. I'm like, I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
Like, where's it going?
So y'all know? I thought it was like such a typical like topic, but anyway.
I'm like,
I mean, conclusion.
Okay.
Anyway, so we freaking talking there. She's like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. I'm like, same, whatever. She's like, so what brings you here? I'm like, well, you know, I'm kind of dating Fulano right now. Like, we're just whatever. Bitch stared at me like, what?
Wait, what? Excuse me?
Yo, she stared at me like, what?
Too.
She dragged me into the bathroom, and it's just me and her, and I'm looking
Not
at
by
her.
like your hair or anything. Like,
No, like just like that. No,
Like,
like
I yanked you.
It was
When I
like
hear
a
drag-
friendly, like, yo, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go.
Yo, come here with me real
You know, we're like in a party, there's music and all of this.
You don't want to be screaming
Yeah.
that in the music, like,
Girl.
and then the music stops. Yo, but I'm dating him too.
I know, but look, we end up in the bathroom and she's asking me all these questions like, since when y'all been talking? Since this and this. I'm like, I'm answering. I'm like, wait, why are you asking me? Mind you, I'm drunk. And I'm like 16, 17, I'm here like drunk. And I'm like answering, I'm like, wait, are you saying this because you're dating him too? She's like, yes. So I'm like, what? And this girl starts to like, she starts bawling.
That's so sad.
It's so sad. But I wanted to bawl. My heart was broken, but I'm not giving
But you
none
was
of these
lit.
motherfuckers
But you was
that
lit.
pleasure, honey. Like, nobody's gonna see me cry
how long
here.
were they together?
Yo, probably the
Probably
same
the
amount
same
of
time.
Yo, I have a
Yo, y'all
question.
wanna know a story? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go for it.
Wait, can
Go
I
for it.
finish?
No, yeah.
Let me finish. So I met that nigga's dad. I knew his brother. Well, I get it, dude, cold. But his dad knew me. Like, he seen me before, whatever.
You don't think the
had
first one's
this-
lying to you.
Of course. Yo, I seen that. I have that image in my head. He pulled up, and it's me and that girl. I ain't gonna say names, you never know who listens. But me and her, and he goes, you know, I never seen that girl to me.
Oh, he lying.
But because that family had their own situations, so she was always like supporting them. He was always on her side. But me and her, we have like the same circumstances. So my man's, yo, that nigga claimed to have never seen me in his life. His dad
Fake.
to had never seen me in his life.
Big nigga.
Mind you,
Oh my
he has
God.
seen me. And
He was up in the Lola.
yo, what? Oh, I mean, that's how it's toxic, honey. So after all of that happened, the girl moved on. I found out that she moved on, whatever. Y yo le seguí corillo al tipo, and it's been like it was like 4 years in almost. Like, we were never anything, whatever. I ended up I don't even know if I forgave him or anything, but I knew he was somebody I couldn't trusted. But
Yeah.
we were intimate, like we were doing it, right? So my ass was still
So you
with the
felt
shits,
betrayed,
and I still felt betrayed, and
and you
all
didn't
of
think
that.
it was toxic while you were in
And
it.
listen, this is how you know, like, they know who to get away with things, not to make niggas sound like they ain't shit, but they know who to
lure in
yeah,
that.
I don't exactly. So there was this one scenario where I found out in the long run, and that's when I cut it loose. I cut the ties. I found out that he had a girlfriend. So I reached out to the girlfriend. I was like, look, your man be in my house. Talita hora. He was a drug dealer too. So I was like, yeah, he was selling too. And I'm like, your man's been here, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the fuck happened with my Instagram. Something was happening. I don't know if I
she
was
reported your
deactivating. I don't know if I was like activating it or something. Or I was trying to delete it and you could still see it around. I don't remember to be exact. But he ended up writing to me. He was like, yo, did you write to my girl? Like, started pressing me.
I would have been like, yes,
Oh,
sir,
I
because
know.
clearly you
He
cannot
was
have
like,
this conversation
mind
with
you, and
her.
this is a nigga that knows where the fuck I live. Like, nigga, you can knock on my door, bring whoever to beat my ass up.
No,
I don't
bitch.
care.
This is a nigga who's a drug dealer.
Right, so I could
That
tell
don't mean
you.
nothing. The pussy
Yeah.
ass niggas be the drug dealers.
Exactly.
Like, that don't mean
So,
nothing.
long story short, you know, I kept going with him, and that was extremely toxic.
Even after that, you kept going?
Listen, I gave it like a year break. Some way, somehow, he ended up coming back. I was really young. Some way, somehow, he ended up coming back, and I gave into it. Because I was kind of over it already. Like, I felt like I healed from it, whatever. Then I went back to him, and then we kept going and going and going. Then he ended up with the girl in the end. I wrote to the girl. Then he threatened me to, like, pull up to my house or bring someone to, like, beat me up. I was like, all right, whatever. Then, after that, I don't know what the fuck happened, if they ended up together still or not. If they did, good for them. What you don't know don't hurt you, bitch. But Yeah, like that was bad, and I could still sit. Like I run into that girl sometimes.
But while you were in the relationship or in whatever it was,
It was a situation.
Did you see the signs? Did you see the red flags? Like,
of course.
like you saw the red
Yeah.
flags, but red's your favorite
What were
color,
they?
so you just went for it.
Well, I don't know. I guess I would say the red flag will be like, I don't know if this would make sense. Like I said this a lot, but I guess the availability of hours, like our availability would be midnight only, right? So
Mhm.
what happens now? Booty calls. That's exactly what happens.
Facts.
It would only happen at midnight, but mind you, this is someone that I would actually lay there after we're done or before, and we'll vent to each other about life, right? So at that point, you're like, okay, well, what the fuck is this? Like, is this someone that I can just confide in, and he's just gonna do his thing, and that's it? Or is this someone who, you know, I actually want to have something with?
You know what I'm curious about? When like, have you any of you guys had like two niggas y'all did something with in the same room? You know how
all the
guys
time.
have
Oh.
like two chicks that they fucked with in the same room and
All
they're
the
looking
time.
at each other like,
All the time, girl. And some might even be closer than they seem. Like they might not even be friends. Some of them might even be closer. But it's not. It wasn't in the.
what's that?
in
I
the
feel
same
like there's
time.
a lot of hand movement
I
going
don't know
on.
about this though. Fuck,
No. It wasn't at the same time. So it's like I didn't mind because whatever
They
happened.
closer than they think they are. Like,
How close are they?
Mad close, like mad close. But it didn't happen at the same time, so it doesn't matter because it was like you know,
Okay.
the relationships weren't how do you say it? Like simultaneously?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it wasn't
they're
going
going
on
on at the same time.
at the
Yeah,
same
I've had that
time.
situation
so
too.
it's fine.
and I was in the room. I actually had that situation with like a friend.
Yeah.
She was in the room and her two niggas were in the room and a bitch was sitting in between them and I'm over here like I'm cool with both of them.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I was there, and
Bro.
Natasha's like, yo, this bitch set me up.
And she over here right in front of us, but I'm sitting in between these two niggas. And she over here like, yo sis.
And they didn't
Table,
know.
hold it
They
down.
did not know.
They didn't know shit.
You really,
Yeah.
you guys really think niggas don't know though?
No. They didn't know each other.
They literally didn't even know each other. Had never even heard of themselves.
Nothing.
With the
Then
girl,
they
like
know.
the girl had never posted pictures of any of them. So it's like there's no way
Like, I
for
was
them to
sitting
know
there
each
and
other.
I was cool with this guy because of a situation. Like me and him was cool from like back then, and then I had met him through her, and we became cool too. So I'm over here like, yeah, like
Natasha's cool with everybody,
yeah,
right? She's
yeah,
for
enjoying
people.
the music. Like
I feel like guys think it's cool to have two girls they fucked with in the same room.
nah, I don't think
That's
they
not
think it's
even
that
cool, honestly.
Nah.
Like,
It's not cool for us, but like
No, I don't
to
think
them, I think it's like, oh, this shit is sexy.
we need a
I feel
guy
like it's
to
like
like.
I feel like it's cool if it's not somebody you have feelings for. Like the guys think it's cool if they don't have actual feelings for them. But if it's just another just a regular bitch, I feel like they'd be like, oh,
Yo, you
bro, me
imagine-
too, facts.
Yeah, you imagine that shit happens and the girls or the guys actually like fuck with each other, like they just met in that party or they met wherever or they been knew each other and they just like cool. Like when you start shaking,
You know what's
like
crazy? My story from earlier was that me and Stephanie, we became cool. Like cool,
oh
cool.
shit, we did
Like when we were like 14, 13 because of
because
a
of
nigga,
that same situation.
of a nigga that we was both.
Damn,
Like,
what a good
damn,
story.
that's
That was
really
good.
good.
That was
So-
juicy.
So initially Natasha dated him, but I didn't know. I didn't know because I didn't know him. Then they broke up, and me and him started talking, and it was like they,
No, but that's not what I heard. I had
Really?
a friend, mutual friend.
Oh.
Yeah, that she was
Okay.
like.
she's like,
I was
girl,
telling him about it. She's like, you did it? You know this guy did him too? I'm like, excuse me. And then I go to him and he's like, no, that's not true.
Ese
I never
Junior
heard.
estaba bueno.
He's like,
yo, honestly, no,
he was like,
no.
no. So like now that we look back into it, I'm like, no, that it was not. He did not look good.
But it's crazy that he kind of like brought us together.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Junior.
That's Fulano. Whoever you are, Fulano, we
Yeah, that
thank
shit
you.
was intense. I'm like,
Damn.
what the hell?
Yeah.
But do you guys see how this made, like, you see the difference between a woman's ego, like I said earlier, and a male's? It makes them feel good. Yo, you got two bitches in the same room.
No, when I
We'll be worried. I mean,
I think it was
honestly,
Natasha who asked me like, oh, are you dating this guy? And I was like, Oh yeah.
No,
how do you
because I had
know?
asked him. I was like, "Are you talking to?" He's like, "No, I don't even know her." I'm like,
To me, he was like, "Yo, I really want to go out with you." This and that.
Yeah, and
I don't have a girlfriend. I'm like, "Yo, I thought you had a girlfriend." He's
that
like,
was the
"No,
first
we
kiss.
broke up."
So what grade was this?
nah, this was like freaking
Middle school.
fourth,
Yeah.
fifth.
No,
No. It
Y'all
was like
niggas
8th
was
grade.
living.
No, seventh or 8th grade.
It was like 6.
Y'all were
Cause
living.
7, I was with. I was
Oh,
it was
yeah.
different.
Yo, y'all were living.
He was like older than us by like a year. And you know what's crazy? That was like probably like 10, 15 years ago. And I actually saw him this year. I was like trying to take my driving test. And this motherfucker almost crashed into me. I'm like, yo, it had to be him. Like, out of all the people that I could have seen in the Bronx,
So
Or
pull
like,
out
it
your
had to be-
hands, you know who the fuck you are.
it had to be this fucking dumbass. Like, yo.
He recognized you.
Crazy.
Yes, he recognized me. Because, hello, like, how can you forget?
What did he say?
Ooh.
I didn't want to speak to him because I was like behind the wheel. So I didn't want to
He was
get like,
focused, so he
I
was
didn't want to get like
focused.
road rage. I literally was just trying to pass my fucking test. Like,
But did you pass though?
I definitely did
Ah.
pass. Yeah, I feel like he was trying to fuck my shit up, but God was like, "No, sis, you got this."
Yeah.
Is that? No. Go back.
You know,
But
I just
yeah.
want to make weird sounds. I don't know.
Yeah, we got the sound
What do you-
effects for free
Yo,
right
I'm
now on
drinking and she's
Zeki.
the one
Question.
feeling it for me.
Question: what do y'all think like makes people stay in toxic relationships? Like, is it the sex?
No.
Like, how many?
No.
It's not
No,
sex.
It's not sex, man.
But sex be fire. Like, talk to me about.
Wait,
sex. I wanna know about
but
sex.
yeah, Nelise had mentioned how you brought up the idea of like toys, and it kind of hurt his ego. Talk to us
Like, he
more
has
about
to deal
that.
with something like that.
Oh.
Like, what made you want to ask? Like, yo, maybe you should incorporate
Actually,
that.
I was having a conversation with Desi.
Okay.
Wait, whoa. Gatica, bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gatica.
I was having a good conversation with
Don't
Gatica.
at her.
Meow.
But that's how you know that sex does make a relationship. But well, it's a plus. No, you need good sex to have a good relationship. Let me
Not
just go.
necessarily, but okay.
No,
I think you do, honey. You
Not
covered the whole pack.
necessarily.
Oh,
It all
¿y tú te vas a
depends.
casar con un tigre with bad sex?
Sí, yo he visto vaina.
Han habido
Eso no es
casos.
nada. No, han habido casos cerrados.
No, bitch. I need everything to be a little balanced. Like I just
Okay.
can't. But
I feel like now nothing like shocks me. Like, I'm like,
nothing.
yes.
Yeah, you kind of get to that phase that it's just kind of like, oh,
So because
Of
you
course.
weren't shocked, you were like, yo, let's fucking bring a toy
Yo.
so I could be shocked, man.
I was like, hey, do you know, like we should go have a trip, like a spontaneous trip to like a sex store. I want to try things.
I feel like that's fun in
Spencer's.
couples.
Let's
Like,
go to
I think, like,
Spencer's.
Too. I think
Yeah.
so.
Like, let's
I
have
agree.
fun. Let's do
Honestly,
this.
Yeah.
Spencer's is
Yeah.
super dope.
Oh, yeah.
Spencer's is fun.
Yeah.
Hell, oh, look at this, and you see wobbling dildos and shit. that are
Yeah,
like,
it's so much fun.
yeah, I think we've gone before.
And
Listen.
it's so
Yeah.
awesome for the guy to wear a cock ring, like, and that it vibrates too.
Oh.
It like gives you
Oh, like during sex.
superpowers.
Like during sex.
Yo, like
I'm
it gives
like a
you,
cock ring,
like
what?
men, if men are listening, yo, like that shit gives you superpowers. Like the girls looking at you
That shit
like,
give you
wow, like yo,
Those fingers move.
you're making me fly right now. You're making me fly. Like,
So that's how this
we're not
happens.
even thinking about the toy. We think about you, like
Like,
you
look at that
making
finger go.
I think it's fun.
Yo,
Like,
if you at work listening or on your way to work, my
sorry.
guy, like, yo, just try to hold on. Try to keep a brave face out here.
Look at what my man's
Listen.
penis can do.
the way that man responded, and he is possibly one of the people to listen to this, and
He probably was insecure.
yo, facts. So I'm like, he goes, well, I remember that nigga like attacking me. What's wrong with our sex?
What's wrong with my penis?
I think it's
Nothing,
fine.
nothing
I'm
is
like,
wrong.
my man, I'm just looking for growth in some part of this relationship. Some little bit like spontaneous shit.
Yeah, yo, man, if you're listening and like your girl or your bae or bae for the night or whoever your significant
Yo.
other asks you for that, yo, why
Let's be with
why
the
can't you just be
shit.
open to it
I'm
and
not
try
gonna
things
lie.
out?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. There was one time, right? I was doing my masters, right? And
Take the bottle.
I need noises. I'm nervous about this story. So I was talking to this guy who was trying to be a cop, right? So whatever. And he was, he was Italian, white, tall dude, whatever. Yo, so we were just talking. We weren't even on like sex terms yet, you know. I'm like, talking, getting to know you. Yo, and he sends me this text message like, "Let's go to the sex store." I'm like, "What?" Like, I don't even
I'm like,
know
oh my
you.
God, you're into that?
And then I'm like, "So what we gonna go buy?" Like, sure, I'm down. Game, whatever. Let's go. What's up? Let's go to the sex store. He's like, "I want a big dildo." I'm like, "For me or like?" Yo. And he said for him, and I was like, "Yo, what?" Yo, I was like, he's like, "I want you to fuck me in the ass." I'm like, "Oh my God."
Did you do it?
No, what the fuck? I blocked him. I'm like, yo, I was cool to the sex shop until this shit went south.
Oh,
Nothing
wow.
shocks me.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
it still does. Everything
Nothing
shocks
Do you
me.
think that might have been a prank just to see how you
No,
react?
he was serious. He was
This
very
guy's really
So
like
is he
that.
like fully gay now?
No, he's not gay. He's
Guys
very
really like
No,
that.
there's some
you
guys
know,
who might be
guys have
straight.
a G spot there in their butthole.
Some of them like that shit. Like,
Listen, if
So
you didn't know,
listen.
guys, now you know.
So does
And
so
so
do you
niggas-
guys say that makes them bisexual?
No, that
No,
just
some
makes
guys
them.
literally like
Like
the
they
butt
playing with
lick.
their
Like it's
they
or
their-
like tickle that shit.
yes,
It's fucking
their
weird.
salads tossed and shit. Look
but-
at the butthole, like
So does that still makes them straight?
yes,
I think so,
Yes,
yeah.
that makes them secure.
I don't know.
Because what makes it okay for you to be like, let's
Not-
go to the sex shop,
Right.
But
Like-
it's still a penis.
Okay, but
I
still,
think-
But it's not a real one.
So
I think it does. No, I don't know about a whole penis going in there, but like everything
wanted
else,
this
I
shit.
feel like
fucked.
they're just really like experimental, or I don't know, like they like the low key freaky stuff. I don't know.
I'm okay with it.
I think that makes them bi or gay. Okay, like
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
you
maybe.
like a pe.
Mm-hmm.
You like a thingy.
What
of
are
your-
we? Like 40 minutes in? Ay.
Damn.
Hablando mierda.
No, but I don't.
So just to confirm, you guys would not stay in a toxic relationship.
Oh, back to it.
I
Yes.
know, I know.
No, yo no me quedo.
No, I don't know. I say that I wouldn't, but maybe I would.
Nigga, I would
That's what
not.
I'm saying.
I'm
Like-
done. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
think about it.
honestly, I stayed and I didn't realize I was in a toxic relationship until I got out, and I was like, "Yo, but all this shit would happen to me," and because I didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like, I thought my relationship was healthy. So I'm like, "Well, but this is what I guess like women go through. Like this
Yeah.
is a regular relationship."
Yeah.
But after I got out, I'm like, but
I
your
feel
nigga
like
don't do
free
this.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like,
I
wait,
feel
but
like
my
it's
nigga
so-
used to do
yeah.
this and then some. And they're like, oh, nah, sis, glad you got out. And I'm
It
like,
has
oh,
to
shit.
do a lot with where the woman is at
With herself.
with their self. So whether, not to sound cliche, because you know,
Not even like
we all need to love
Nah, I
ourselves.
feel like
Not
when you
even.
love yourself, you don't
But
you don't
Nah.
take that. You don't take that. You
You-
be like, what? You did.
I've seen women like love themselves, be the sexiest, baddest bitch, and a nigga will bring her down.
True.
Will
I have
bring
seen
her
that.
down.
I've seen that.
But where do you think that seed comes from? It could be
I think
a
it
woman.
still does. Has
It
to do
could
with
be
little bit
a
of
woman
security.
that yes, she's badass or whatever, but what the fuck? Maybe her father wasn't there in her life or some shit. I don't know.
She probably like
Or,
really
like-
opened up to him.
Yeah,
like,
or,
felt
like-
safe in somehow, some way.
yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, like she felt safe. So, like he did something to her
Yeah.
that like the other niggas didn't. So now she's like, that's it. She's done. Like
I
she
feel like
got
a
him.
male
You got her.
figure has to do a lot in a woman's life because like sometimes I don't know, sometimes a woman is missing a male figure, like someone like to make you feel protected or anything like that. And that's what I mean by like, where does that seed come from? So usually women that don't fucking have their father like that.
Yo,
shit
that's
like
not
that are
true.
just- you
I've
don't
met
think
some
so?
girls with like they were raised at home with mommy and papi. Mommy and papi are the greatest, and they just go into these toxic
Yeah.
ass horrible relationships. And you're looking at them like, yo, your mom and dad, like they perfect. Like what's
Yeah.
going on? Why are you craving these relationships?
So I wonder where that seed really comes from. Like, what makes them like want to fucking stay in something like that? Like, is it fun? Like, is it like something because you know you're not supposed to do it or put yourself through that you do?
Manipulation
No,
is hard
sometimes
to-
I feel like it's you're used to it. Like you're not used to it, but
Yeah.
used to him. Used to like the relationship. Used
You're
to like
comfortable.
being comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you said shit to him and he said shit to you
Yeah.
that you like you've never told anyone else. Like I feel like it's just
I
it
think
all
that
depends.
before you're into something like that, like something serious, like you're
Before it
really
gets that
not.
deep.
Yeah, like you're fully. How am I gonna say this? until you learn to enjoy your own company, love yourself more, and learn how to do things on your own.
Until you learn self-love.
Yeah,
you don't need.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything.
Until you learn that, and you cannot. You can't. Listen, that process, you can't do that with a man in your life. I feel. Maybe you can. Who knows? But I haven't been able to.
And there are guys out there that will literally build you. Like, they will build you up.
Shout out to y'all.
Right, there are guys that are like...
I don't need that.
No, but there are guys that will help you. Like, will help each other. Like, I won't say, like, a guy prevents you from, like, loving yourself. Like, that. I don't want to say that either. But I'm saying, like, there are guys out there that will, like, make sure you love yourself. And make sure y'all both growing. And make sure, you know, where they at. I don't know. But
I feel like I've been in a place like that. But when I do meet someone who's like that, I feel like he's judgmental about it, like, because I'm not there yet. You're judging me for it because I'm not there in the process of knowing who the fuck I am. You're judging me for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. They help you,
but that's not helping me if you're judging me, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, if
you're judging me and you're bashing me for it, you're not helping me.
That's different. Yeah, because that's definitely not helping.
Because we all go through a journey at our own pace, right? So it depends who the fuck you are. Like, you can't be all up on my ear for me to figure out.
But a guy doesn't. That doesn't have to do anything with a guy. Like, the guy doesn't stop you from doing that. If you get distracted, that's because of you. Like, if he's distracting you, that's different.
If you set your mind to do something, you should.
Yeah, a guy does not like, or anybody, not kids,
unless
not
it's
like
a
family.
toxic and he's super manipulative and.
Yeah, not kids, not family, not nobody can stop you from, like. But I don't know.
I was just there. Yeah. I was just there.
Well, I'm glad you got out, sis.
Me too.
I'm glad you're here.
We don't know if she's fully out now.
I think I'm fully out.
Nah, she's here.
I don't know. I've been
she's
thinking
not there
about
no more.
it.
She's here.
I'm thinking about it, but I think I'm fully out.
Toxic relationships are addictive.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
But do you think
some people like that excitement?
Once you're done, you kind of get that invitation to go back, and you kind of.
But do you think it's love or lust that makes you go back?
It's not love. It's just probably boredom.
Yeah.
Loneliness, boredom. Just.
I think I'm in that phase, to be honest. But I don't want to settle. I don't.
And you shouldn't, sis. That's right. You should
I'd
not.
rather be by myself. Like, I'm not gonna sit here.
Gross.
Yes, bro. Who has to me?
This is why we're here. We can grow.
Nah, but I don't want to settle for none of that bullshit. I want to be by myself. It's not easy, but I don't want to be.
Impossible.
I don't want to deal with nobody who ain't gonna serve me. Yo, which reminds me, I read this meme that says, watch how people act
when you're not there, like behind your back.
No, watch how people act when someone who doesn't serve them, well, like when they dub somebody who doesn't serve them. So I was looking at that meme.
Watch how they act if they
already have. You can no longer serve them.
Yeah, watch how they act if after they've already gotten what they want from you. Watch how they act. Like after they no longer need you.
Okay.
Watch how they act. Because that's like their real reaction towards you.
What were you gonna say? There was more to that.
I'm sorry. Wait, what do you guys think about that first? So I read that meme, and to me, I don't want to sound selfish about it or anything, but
I think it's true.
The way I read it was like, you guys are my friends. You guys serve my soul, right? Yeah. I enjoy your company, whatever. Why would I be around someone if they don't serve me, right? In any way, if you harm my peace, if you disturb my peace or any way, why the fuck are you here? Like you're not doing anything to serve me. Maybe I was reading it in such a general way, like you guys probably took it in such a different way, but I read it. I'm like that. Like I just read shit like that.
The real them when like you say no, or when like you know what they want, you don't basically when you say no, when you don't give them what they want, when you don't need them, when they get weird. So.
But that shouldn't change how you are, like personally. Just because that's how they take things, you shouldn't like kind of be like, well, I'm gonna act just the same with them or whatever. Like
before we end it, I do want to hear from the girl that's actually in a relationship.
Right? Yo, for real.
Damn,
we're all single.
Like, inspire us. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell us love is out there.
Yeah,
love is out there.
Tell Nelise that, like, you know.
I always tell her she's gonna find somebody.
I'm done.
I always tell her.
Tell her not to settle.
I'm not.
They're out there, girl.
You know something?
It comes
I'm gonna
no,
say this
unexpectedly.
Yes, it does come. Well, it depends.
You can look for it, or it'll come to you. Like
I think that love does exist, and I think that it will come when you are ready, and when you work on yourself. Like, for example, when I was, 18 through like 23, 24, 25. No, 23. All
that good shit.
There was a lot of like probably like things that I needed to work on, and I would get into like really unhealthy like relationships. People wouldn't take me as serious, but like it required for me to read and like buy books and
self-help relationship books.
Yes, because it is important what you put out there. And it is important what some of the behaviors that you show to other people, because they will or will not take you serious. Mm-hmm. So once I learned,
such as,
I won't say this is not therapy. So
I totally understand what you mean.
Once I learned what was it that I was putting out there and showing these guys,
your body language,
I realized like, okay, this is why I'm not being taken serious, even though I want a serious relationship. I want to be committed.
Like fucking quick?
No, that's not it. When you put out certain things, it's just like you don't get.
That's how you're gonna be treated.
That's what you're gonna be treated like. So once I reflected on what were the things that I needed to work on, right? Like then I began to realize like, yes, love exists, but I have to work on myself first, right? I can share one of the things that I really began to work on. And
it's so funny you have like both parties here.
It's
like,
not sex, like
Yes.
everybody would assume, but little things such as like you believing that the guy must pay for everything. That was one of the things.
We here for you, man. We got you.
Y'all. That's one of the things that when I was in those ages, I would be like, fuck that. You're gonna pay for everything.
Yeah.
You're gonna take me out on dates. You're gonna pay for my nails. You're gonna pay. But it's the same thing. Like a guy wants to be valued the same way we want to be valued, right? Like I should be like, oh, toma 20 pesos para tu haircut. Like, and it's the smallest thing. It's not a lot, right? Like $20, like I can make that shit in an hour, right? And then be like, toma, vete a hacerte el pelo, vete a pelarte, ponte lindo, right? Little things like that begin to change the way somebody else sees you, because then they're like, okay, she's
cares
serious.
about me. She cares about how I look out here in these streets. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like those little things I began to work on, and like even like when going on dates. There's certain things you don't even say, or like, like some people are so fast.
Like, hey, what's your income? Like, what's your credit score? That's not first date material.
People are so fast to tell them everything, tell it all, and be like, this is me, take me as I am, and you gotta slow down and
because relationships are a compromise. So even though that is who you are and what you are, like you can always compromise in a couple things.
And I will say this too, like relationships are great and beautiful, but there's also the ugly part, and there's also parts where you have to work through, and if you're not ready to work through them, like you won't have a relationship.
You'll be ready to leave.
You'll be ready to leave at any little fight or argument. There's gonna be fights.
Crazy.
There's gonna be arguments. There's gonna be disagreements.
There's gonna be people trying to get
different values, different ways of thinking, and you have to be committed to working through it. And that's like the key.
Means a lot for me right now.
That's a key through
shout
relationships.
out to La Gatica right now.
Right, Gatica's throwing them
Gatica came to close it down.
Okay, some good shit.
Some
I believe in love,
two parties. I guess I would say I'm at the phase that she was once at. That I'm learning to love myself more. I'm learning to just focus on myself before. Oh, this is what you said.
Yeah, so if
before
this is
I'm
you
really
out
ready,
ready to guy.
Yeah, to finally meet the guy. I'm to the point that I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like my love life is just always so fucking shitty. I don't know what to throw out there anymore for me to kind of grasp that great energy back and be like, all right, I need this nigga. I need a good nigga. Yeah. Like I don't know what else to do.
If this is you out there too, like, yo, just focus.
You don't need to do anything.
Yeah, focus on yourself, your inner.
I'm ready to focus on me. I'm a new person.
Yeah, so keep doing that. Read some
Even
books like that.
Yeah,
like,
even
like
like
Atika
physically,
said.
like even when I see photos of myself or who I was before, I start to think about like who I was mentally.
Yeah.
And all these things, but now I'm just like, yo, you know what? Que yo no quiero saber de nadie. Like, que nadie me
Yeah, I mean,
crea.
like,
you can't have that
Que
mentality.
nadie,
It's just
like that's like my mentality now, because
you shouldn't have
just
that
I mean,
more
she's
like
at
a
a different phase. She's
yeah,
at that
I'm
phase
more
right
in a phase.
now.
I'm pretty sure I will get back to it.
Yeah, so but
Yeah,
now
you should go with
right
the flow.
now-
enjoy this phase, girl.
Do
I'm
shit that
just
you
ready
love.
to just enjoy my company.
Keep
Do
doing
shit that you love. Do
Keep
your
shit
stuff.
that I
Do
like,
this. You might meet him there.
Be adventurous.
I've
Yeah,
been in
that's
salsa
true.
scene for a long time. I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Don't meet nobody.
I've been in the dance community for
Anything.
some time. I don't think it's gonna happen there, but
Just
you know
happen.
what? I'm just ready to just focus. So you got like two parties here. You have one who's been there already, who's there, and you got one who's in the
Ya la gatica está vieja.
Ya la gatica está pariendo otra.
Shout out to La Gatica for pulling up while pregnant.
Yo,
you hear me?
shout
Sis is powering through this, okay?
Sis
Sis made
is
it
gonna have
happen.
another gatica.
Shout outs to Nelise for pulling up and being so open about
Yeah.
her life, her feelings, where she's at, and
Oh,
sharing
yes,
some
here I'm
tips
drunk.
and like all of this that we talked about. So remember to follow us at Talk Your Shit Pod on Instagram and Twitter, or our personal Instagrams at StephanieMX3.
Barcasel.
And if you guys want to share your personal
Just
social,
tag me, bro.
Please.
Okay.
Mine
Well,
is
they'll
a
be
little
tagged.
hard. Nah.
And yeah, remember that.
But
you
don't
know,
be calling me for no fucking therapy sessions.
She's not a therapist.
Oh, I am.
She actually is a therapist.
we got the real deal today.
You call me. That's my major. Okay.
So remember that we talk our shit now.
You can talk your shit later.
Bye.
Bye.